There are 5 species of big cats alive in the world today, and all of them belong to the same powerful group known as the genus Panthera. These animals are found across many different continents and environments, from freezing mountain ranges to dense jungles and wide-open grasslands. No matter where they live, big cats almost always sit at or near the top of the food chain. Each species is built for a different way of life, shaped by the land it lives on and the prey it hunts. Some are experts at stealth, some rely on brute strength, and others are perfectly adapted for harsh or isolated environments. Every big cat is physically capable of killing a human, but that does not mean all of them are equally dangerous. Some avoid people almost entirely, while others have a long history of conflict with humans. In this video, I'll be ranking the 5 big cat species from least deadly to most deadly, based on how often they attack humans, how aggressive they are, and how likely they are to see humans as prey. We'll be moving from the least dangerous at number 5 all the way to the species that causes the most human deaths. We'll begin in the high mountains of Asia with the least deadly big cat on the list. At number 5 is the snow leopard. This mysterious cat lives in the rugged mountain ranges of Central and South Asia, where freezing temperatures and steep cliffs dominate the landscape. Snow leopards are perfectly adapted to this extreme environment, with thick fur, powerful legs, and long tails that help them balance on rocky slopes. Their pale gray coats with dark rosettes allow them to blend almost perfectly into the snow-covered terrain, making them one of the hardest big cats to spot in the wild. Snow leopards are ambush predators that rely on surprise rather than speed. They usually hunt animals such as wild sheep, goats, and small mammals, using their powerful hind legs to leap great distances. Despite their strength, snow leopards are naturally shy and secretive animals. They avoid humans whenever possible and are rarely seen even in areas where they live. In some parts of their range, snow leopards do prey on domestic livestock, which can lead to conflict with local communities. However, this behavior is not driven by aggression toward people, but by the simple need to survive when natural prey is scarce. Unfortunately, these conflicts have led to poaching, as snow leopard fur and body parts are valuable on the illegal wildlife market. This has contributed to their vulnerable conservation status. What makes snow leopards stand out on this list is their complete lack of recorded attacks on humans. There has never been a verified case of a snow leopard killing a person. Even when encountered closely, these cats tend to retreat rather than fight. Because of their non-aggressive nature and extreme avoidance of humans, the snow leopard is clearly the least deadly big cat. At number 4 is the jaguar. Moving from Asia to the Americas, the jaguar is the only living member of the Panthera genus native to this part of the world. Jaguars are found mainly in Central and South America, with small populations extending into parts of North America. They are the 3rd largest big cat and built like tanks, with thick bodies, strong limbs, and massive heads packed with muscle. Jaguars are known for having one of the strongest bite forces of any cat. Unlike lions and tigers, which usually go for the throat, jaguars often kill their prey by biting directly through the back of the skull. This technique allows them to kill quickly and efficiently, even when hunting large or heavily armored animals. Jaguars are also excellent swimmers and often hunt in and around water, targeting prey such as capybaras, caimans, turtles, and even snakes. Despite their power and efficiency, jaguars rarely attack humans. In most cases, jaguar encounters with people end without aggression. Attacks typically happen only when the animal feels threatened, cornered, or surprised. Jaguars do not usually hunt humans, and there is little evidence that they view people as prey. Historically, indigenous communities in the Americas recognized that jaguars posed little threat as long as their natural prey was available. Even today, most jaguar attacks are linked to habitat loss and human-wildlife conflict, such as when people encroach on jaguar territory or hunt the same animals jaguars rely on for food. There have been a few recent incidents involving jaguar attacks, often reported in the news, but these cases are rare and usually involve defensive behavior rather than predatory attacks. In many situations, people walk away with non-life-threatening injuries. Because of their elusive nature and low attack frequency, the jaguar earns the number 4 spot. At number 3 is the leopard. Leopards are one of the most widespread big cats in the world, found across large parts of Africa and Asia. Because of their massive range, leopards have developed many subspecies that vary in size, behavior, and appearance. They are often confused with jaguars due to their spotted coats, but leopards are generally slimmer, less muscular, and slightly smaller. Leopards are incredibly adaptable predators. They can survive in forests, savannas, mountains, and even near large human settlements. Their diet depends heavily on where they live, ranging from small mammals and birds to deer and antelope. Leopards are also expert ambush hunters, relying on stealth and surprise to take down prey. Life is not easy for a leopard. Across much of their range, they must compete with other powerful predators such as lions, hyenas, bears, wild dogs, and even other leopards. Their kills are frequently stolen, which is why leopards often drag their prey into trees to keep it safe. Even this strategy isn't foolproof, as larger predators sometimes still manage to steal their food. Leopards have a long and well-documented history of attacking humans. While attacks are less common today than in the past, they were once shockingly frequent. In the Indian subcontinent between the late 19th and early 20th centuries, leopards were responsible for thousands of human deaths. In some regions, leopards adapted to living near villages and began preying on people, especially at night. Even in modern times, leopard attacks still occur in certain areas, often linked to habitat destruction, declining prey populations, and close proximity to humans. While many attacks are non-fatal, fatalities still happen each year in some countries. Because leopard attacks are relatively common compared to other big cats, they take the number 3 spot on this list. At number 2 is the tiger. The tiger is the largest living cat species and one of the most powerful predators on Earth. Tigers once ranged across much of Asia, but today their populations are fragmented and several subspecies have already gone extinct. Despite this, the tiger remains a true apex predator wherever it survives. Tigers are incredibly strong, fast, and intelligent hunters. Their diet usually includes deer, wild boar, and other large mammals, but unlike most big cats, tigers are known to actively hunt humans in certain situations. In some regions, tigers have learned to recognize people as a potential food source, which makes them especially dangerous.
One of the most notorious areas for tiger attacks is the Sundarbans, a massive mangrove forest where people and tigers live in close proximity. In this region, tiger attacks have historically been extremely common, with dozens of people killed each year during the 20th century. Dense vegetation, poor visibility, and limited escape routes give tigers a major advantage. Globally, tigers are responsible for dozens of human deaths each year, though this number is far lower than it was in the past. Increased conservation efforts, better awareness, and reduced human encroachment have helped lower the risk. Still, when a tiger chooses to attack, the chances of survival are extremely low. Despite their danger, it's important to remember that tigers are not evil or malicious. Most attacks are driven by hunger, injury, old age, or habitat loss. Tigers are often killed out of fear, which has contributed to the disappearance of some populations. Thankfully, global tiger numbers are slowly increasing thanks to conservation efforts. Finally, at number 1 is the lion. The lion is often considered the most iconic big cat, symbolizing strength and dominance across cultures. Lions are found mainly in Africa, with a small population surviving in India. Unlike other big cats, lions are social animals that live in groups called prides, which allows them to take down large prey through teamwork. Lions are apex and keystone predators, meaning their presence has a major impact on the ecosystems they live in. They are opportunistic hunters and scavengers, feeding on a wide variety of animals. Because lions often live in open landscapes and hunt during both day and night, they come into contact with humans more frequently than other big cats. Historically, lion attacks on humans were far more common, especially in areas where people and livestock shared the same land. Stories of man-eating lions have been recorded for centuries, and while these cases are rarer today, they still occur. Lions can lose their fear of humans, particularly in regions where prey is scarce or livestock is abundant. Today, most lion attacks are linked to human-wildlife conflict, such as livestock predation or people moving through lion territory at night. While lions do not always target humans as prey, they are responsible for more human deaths annually than any other big cat. Estimates suggest that lions kill between 100 and 200 people per year worldwide. In one-on-one comparisons, tigers may be more dangerous on an individual level. However, because lions come into contact with humans more often and live closer to human settlements, they are responsible for a higher number of attacks overall. For that reason, the lion takes the number 1 spot as the deadliest big cat to humans. If you would rank these animals differently, let me know what your list would look like. Thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.